Many animals swallow their prey because they're not capable of ripping chunks of meat from their bodies. Some of these include birds and snakes. If you want to see how certain animals swallow other animals, so you're at the right place. So let's get started. Number 15. Cobra swallows snake. This king cobra is about to eat. He sunk his teeth into an ambushed rat snake, shot a dose of neurotoxin into it, and is now about to swallow it whole. You have been warned. The king cobra is a venomous snake species of elapids endemic to jungles in southern and southeast Asia. The sole member of the genus Ophiophagus, it is distinguishable from other cobras, most noticeably by its size and neck patterns. The reptile makes its home in forests and swamps. It can grow up to 18 feet long, and the animal's toxic bite is powerful enough to kill an elephant. But in this video, it has decided to eat another snake. The man filming this video tracks this 4-meter king cobra every day. He hadn't eaten in nearly a month, so in the last 3 days had been hunting for his next meal. One afternoon, the king cobra put his head into a burrow and he appeared to have caught something. The king cobra tried to pull its prey out of the burrow, but the other snakes seemed to be putting up quite a fight. After an hour, the king cobra started overpowering its prey and began inching backwards. Like crocodiles, king cobras sometimes roll to subdue their prey. Finally, he reached the surface and in his mouth the head of a spectacled cobra. The other cobra was very much alive and desperately trying to escape, but the king cobra was much too strong and pulled his victim all the way out to swallow him whole. King cobras love to eat other snakes, and you can see how in this video, when a king cobra swallows another snake whole without wasting 1 second. When this venomous monarch comes out to hunt, the entire forest steers clear, until a rat snake blunders into its path and is swallowed alive. Number 14. Seagull swallows birds. This is a horrific video showing a bloodthirsty seagull swallowing a live pigeon whole after pecking the poor creature to death. The winged vermin met a gritty end as the monster seagull jerked its body and neck up and down before unbelievably swallowing it feet and all. The horrific clip, believed to have been filmed in the Italian capital city of Rome, begins with the bigger seagull thrashing its victim around in the air. After bashing it against the pavement a few more times, the seagull then hurls the pigeon into the air and opens its beak. It then jerks its body up and down as it tries to swallow the bird in an uncomfortable manner. It even swallows the bird's wings and feet after opening its throat and jaw as wide as possible. The clip eventually cuts out as the aggressive predator casually strolls away from the gruesome scene. The common seagull in this video swung this little bird backwards and forwards in the air before smashing it on the ground and picking it up again, before swallowing it. A seagull lands in a park of some sort when it spots a small bird. As it attacks and kills the small bird quickly before swallowing it whole. Number 13. Komodo dragon swallows pig. This young wild pig knew his fate was sealed when this dragon attacked and grabbed it. It was only a matter of time before the dragon swallowed the animal whole and alive. It looks like this wild boar is already dead, so the Komodo has nothing else to do but swallow it whole. The dragon needs to reposition the dead animal properly before he can swallow it. It takes him a while, but he eventually makes it happen. Already infected with this Komodo dragon's bacterial poison because it was bitten earlier, this wild boar was unable to run very far. So when the dragon caught up to it, it began swallowing it whole. Number 12. Great blue heron eats gopher. Some blue herons hunt for food on dry land that's not even close to water. This one was in a field across the street from the person filming, who was in front of his house. This awesome hunter catches the gopher as the varmint sticks his head out of a hole in the ground. Once he stands up, he juggles the rodent in his beak a little to grab it by the throat and choke it to death before he swallows it whole. Poor little critter, but hey, that's life in the wild. These birds have a lot of patience, keen eyesight, and lightning speed. This gopher was out playing with his friends when a nasty heron grabbed it in its mouth. The gopher begged for mercy, but the heron told the gopher he had to eat. In San Francisco's Golden Gate Park, these great blue herons hunt gophers. When they have chicks to feed, they do this primarily in the spring. Take a few minutes to patiently observe a heron standing in the grass if you ever see one. When they finally catch one, it's well worth the wait. They listen and feel for vibrations, then close in on the gophers until they get close enough before going in for the kill. A man living in this area finally figured out why there aren't a lot of gophers close to his apartment complex. The great blue heron lives there and eats them all, just as it's eating the little guy in the video. Number 11. Python swallows deer. Our thumbnail is quite gruesome to look at, but that's just the way pythons swallow their prey whole. These snakes can swallow large prey like deer. In this video, you can see the python begin the eating process as he opens wide and begins taking the head of a sambar deer inside his mouth. It's quite an impressive process to watch. Maybe this Indian rock python took on more than it could chew as it tried to swallow this entire barking deer. It's a gruesome sight, but the snake needs to eat. A group of hunters witness an unusual sight when they come across a python devouring a blesbok.
Oh my god.
They arrive just as the snake is about to devour the blesbok's head, and the python devours the entire blesbok in under 5 hours. It was still there the next day undisturbed with a massive figure in its stomach. The video was sped up 8 times to show the entire process of the python swallowing the animal, as well as the snake's strength and power as it squeezed the blesbok's entrails apart to fit within its mouth. This is extremely rare footage, but these hunters were fortunate enough to see it. A massive python was spotted in the Mara River struggling to swallow a gazelle, but eventually managed to consume it and was seen struggling to move its massive body around the river. This python had caught an impala and is busy killing it. As the impala struggles, the python tightens its grip, and the impala dies from lack of oxygen before being swallowed whole by the massive reptile. Number 10. Monster catfish catches bird. Catfish that eat pigeons are wreaking havoc on Europe's ecosystems. The continent's largest freshwater fish, native to Eastern Europe, is an invasive species that threatens native fish populations that are already declining. Welsh catfish, which are native to Eastern Europe, can reach lengths of up to 10 feet. We can see how they do it in this video. Catfish reminds me of killer whales when they beach themselves to hunt seals. The catfish basically does the same thing to snatch the pigeon. A catfish is seen stalking an unsuspecting pigeon for a few seconds in this video, and when the fish thinks it's the perfect time to strike, he goes for the kill and makes it without a problem. The pigeon doesn't even know what hits him. The pigeons that decide to take a bath in these waters are risking their lives as hungry catfish look for a quick and easy meal. Watch how big these catfish are as they snatch pigeon after pigeon on the riverbank. The pigeons congregate right next to the water, and the large catfish can be seen sneaking in. When one pigeon gets dangerously close enough, he's gobbled up and eaten. More pigeons are targeted and eaten by catfish in this video. Pigeons place themselves in vulnerable positions on various bodies of water, and they suffer the consequences. Number 9. Python swallows alligator, crocodile. This python has started swallowing an alligator, and the entire animal is virtually within the snake's stomach. It will take some time for the snake to digest the alligator once it has swallowed it. You can see the clip from different angles as the python rolls over and eats his prey. It looks like this alligator once again is no match for the python. The snake ambushed the reptile and coiled itself around it before swallowing it whole. Granted, the alligators we've seen get eaten by these pythons are not big, but it's still a challenge for the snakes. This python is eating a crocodile alive. The crocodile tried to escape, but it didn't happen. This is one big, powerful snake, but it's not easy to kill because the crocodile almost gets out of the hold and out of the python's mouth. Number 8. Great blue heron eats duck. This heron decides to serve itself at the San Diego Zoo when it grabs a small duckling and swallows it whole. The poor duckling is fighting like a bat out of hell to free itself, but to no avail. This heron has snatched the duckling and is carrying it in its beak, occasionally soaking its head in the water before it swallows it in one gulp. In this video, a man witnessed a great blue heron grab and eat a baby duckling in a pond in Florida. The man did not want to reveal his identity for his own safety. He didn't want the heron to come after him the same way it did the baby duck. A part of him wanted to stop the heron for doing this, but he was sure he could do jail time and be cited with a huge fine for messing with these birds in any way. Plus, it was an act of nature, so who was he to interfere? He felt bad for the parents of the poor little ducky, but that's just the way nature rolls. Number 7. Snake swallows frog. This frog was fighting a grass snake desperately struggling not to be eaten. The outcome of the fight seemed completely open. Did the frog manage to escape in the end? Well, it almost looked like it was about to until the snake got a little too hungry. If a grass snake manages to get the hind legs of a frog into its mouth, the frog has almost no chance of escaping. And you can watch it slowly but surely enter the snake's mouth until the amphibian disappears forever. When a snake grabs a frog by the leg, the amphibian tries to escape, but the snake stays tightly gripped to the frog and even picks it up and slithers forward with it in its mouth. Slowly but surely, the snake swallows the frog. If the difference in size between a grass snake and a frog is not that great, a frog has a good chance of escaping. This frog in this video also had a chance to do so when its hind legs almost completely emerged from the snake's mouth. But I guess the frog didn't realize it when it was time. Number 6. Pelican swallows pigeon. A flock of birds gathered in St. James Park in London to eat tourists' breadcrumbs, and a pigeon that took a crumb meant for a pelican ate it, but then the pelican got angry and decided to eat the pigeon instead of the other crumbs. Pelicans have large jaws, but it's a good thing. Look at how this pelican swallows a pigeon whole without hesitating. The birds are simply grabbed as if they were candies in a jar. The pigeons fight for their lives inside the pelican's gullar until they are swallowed. I'd fly out of that park if I were the pigeons. Another pigeon bites the dust at the park when a pelican grabs and swallows the unsuspecting bird. Pigeons should know by now that pelicans will eat them if they get too close. Number 5. Anaconda swallows caiman. Two Amazon reptiles trying to devour each other find themselves in a deadlock and now are struggling for survival. Who will win? Many locals get a close look. Luckily, someone had an old digital camera and was able to film this unique event. This anaconda is crushing a caiman and there's no way for the crocodilian to escape. The snake is massive and has completely wrapped itself around the caiman, and it's not a small caiman. This anaconda packs a powerful punch. Wow, I guess caimans can't do much against anacondas. Number 4. Snake swallows prey. A cute little bunny rabbit meets death straight in the face when it is fed to a hungry boa constrictor. The snake waits a few seconds before striking and killing the rabbit. A man found himself witnessing the feeding time of an eastern diamondback rattlesnake on a Florida brown rabbit. The man had walked this trail several times, but it was the first time that he came across a snake, not to mention a 6-foot rattlesnake eating a rabbit. He was quite sure the rabbit had been injured or perhaps bitten by the snake before he witnessed the attack. Number 3. Lizard swallows rabbit. A Gowana marshal finds out that rabbits are living on his golf course after numerous complaints by the club members, so he follows and invades the rabbit hole on the golf course and informs the rabbit he is being evicted.
Oh shit.
When the rabbit refuses, the Gowana kills it and gulps it up. I guess this lizard is someone's pet and it caught a rabbit trespassing in the yard, so it was time to intervene, and intervene it did. The lizard grabbed the rabbit and swallowed it whole. It looks like this lizard is someone's pet and he is being fed some lunch when his owner drops a few newborn bunny rabbits right in front of him in the living room. The lizard doesn't waste any time grabbing lunch. Number 2. Komodo dragon swallows monkey. Monkeys that fall from trees are swallowed by Komodo dragons. The Komodo dragon ambushed and swallowed one of the monkeys that fell while struggling for territory. It's unfortunate for the monkeys, but I guess that's how the wheel of life turns. A Komodo dragon catches a monkey but doesn't want to share it with his friends, so he runs off in a jiffy to eat it alone. I'm not sure the other Komodo is going to agree with this. I didn't know dragons were so selfish. I always see them share dinners together. A dragon is on the prowl and he spots a small monkey. It doesn't take time for the giant lizard to ambush and kill the small primate. Then it's 1, 2, 3, and in it goes. Well, a little longer than that, but it goes in just like that. The monkey in this video is already injured or dead when the dragon runs towards the primate to grab it. It carries the monkey into the forest while swallowing it whole on its way there. Number 1. Egret swallows mouse. An egret is any of several herons, most of which are white or buff and several of which develop fine plumes, usually milky white, during the breeding season. The distinction between a heron and an egret is rather vague and depends more on appearance than biology. The word egret comes from the French word aigrette, which means both silver heron and brush, referring to the long, filamentous feathers that seem to cascade down an egret's back during the breeding season. In this video, this egret finds a cute white mouse, but it doesn't remain cute for long, as the big bird kills and swallows the rodent whole. This is a great egret, and the man filming often sees it hanging out with a male great blue heron. I guess they're best buddies. He is an excellent hunter, and during this hunting caper, the bird snatches a little rodent it enjoys for lunch. This egret is seen dipping a mouse in the water before it swallows it whole. The bird uses this technique to facilitate swallowing its prey whole. I'm amazed at how certain birds manage to swallow such large prey in one gulp. Which one was your favorite? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? Well, that's it for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon so you can see our new videos as soon as they're uploaded. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.